Hello, I'm EG, and this is Crocheting with EG, and in this video I have another ridiculous Hobby Lobby clearance yarn haul. Like, I never expected to get this many skeins from Hobby Lobby. I really thought it was over with, because it seemed like my store got like the dial-out clearance before the big markdown, because I was getting all kinds of clearance skeins and stuff. And then when they had the big markdown, I thought, okay, I may see a couple like random skeins after that, because I've seen skeins that isn't around the time of year, or that are clearance around the time of year that's not the big markdown. But I didn't really expect to get a whole lot more. I thought, well, the big yarn hauls from Hobby Lobby are over for a while. And then one day I popped in there, just to show off my a video already posted. As I'm filming this, I haven't posted yet, but I will. And where I was wearing my Pride glasses, walking through there and stuff, and then I came across 15 more skeins, and so that reignited my going there daily just to look for skeins of yarn, and now I have a haul. It's like 38 skeins of yarn, and I can't believe it. So I guess these are more dial-out skeins or whatever. I don't know. It's just kind of crazy. So in addition to those 15 skeins that I got, these I've been the story. Maybe whatever. Maybe I should like show the skeins of yarn first, but I'm just gonna do a little intro or whatever, and people probably skip through this crap anyway, because anyway I just like talk. Like 5 minutes in, and then I finally get to the yarn. But I went in there because when I found those 15 skeins, I thought maybe I should pop in there every once in a while, and I noticed that I talked in one of my videos where I realized how they have those like glass plates in between the yarn on the shelves, and that's how you can decipher like which ones were supposed to be discounted, because they put a D on the label on them and all this stuff. And when I went in there, they had like all those glass plates there, so I knew that they were probably going to be putting out new yarn or whatever. They were reorganizing the yarn that they have and replacing those glass plates with new ones and putting out new yarn eventually. And so I knew that they were going through those, and I was kind of curious to see like what the new yarn was going to be, but still it wasn't because of that. But when I went in there the next time, they had 2 big skeins of that Crafter's Secret, that really nice soft yarn. And it was in a cart, and it was underneath, and I think I've already said this, it was underneath like a bunch of glass plates. And so like it didn't have any stickers on it, but I was thinking, I kept going back because I thought like I want those big skeins, because they're $11.99 regular price, and if they're 75% off, if they mark them down, then they'll be like $3 a piece. And I really wanted those big skeins. And but at the same time, I didn't know if she was gonna like put all the glass plates there, and then you just like get down to those skeins of yarn, and then she's just gonna put them on the shelf like normally. I didn't know if they were gonna be discounted or not, but I was like staring at those 2 skeins, and I thought that's gonna be a hell of a deal if I get in here in time for them to mark it down, and I keep coming in here. So I came in there every day, and then those 2 big skeins turned into, that cart was still there, and then there was another cart that was starting to be piled up with stuff, with skeins of yarn. And I wrote, what was it, 18 skeins? Or no, it was 16 skeins of yarn in that second cart that was in the aisle with the yarn. And so, like, in addition to the 2, it was like 16, so it was like 18 skeins, and it just felt like they were really random skeins. They were not like, because like I've seen carts in Hobby Lobby where it's obvious that those are going to go on the shelf regular price. They're like wrapped in plastic, or there's like 15 of the same skeins, like that look brand new. Like I know that look, but this just looked like she was like pulling them off the shelves and piling them in there. They were all just kind of random. They hardly any of them were matching each other, and so I just thought they're gonna mark these down. I just felt like it, and so now I was like going there every single day looking for the yarn. And I was like, this is like maybe a span of a week, and so I was like going in there, and then eventually that cart or no, wait a minute, I went down the aisle and I was looking, and when I first saw that cart with like the 16 skeins in it, I was thinking like, are these going to be discounted? I was like looking at them and stuff, and they weren't. They didn't have any stickers on them. And then I saw there was like that book there. I almost flipped through just to see, but it was like the book that has like everything that's going to be marked down, and there was like a skein sitting on top of it, and I didn't really recognize it. It was one of those like fluffy kind of skeins, and so I picked it up and I was looking at it, and I was like trying to what I was trying to do is I was trying to look at the dial-out numbers and compare them to the ones on the shelves, because if they're different, then I know that these are going to be dial-out clearance skeins. And so This is just how ridiculous of a person I am. I'm going to be doing a video, I'm already planning it, where I talk about the whole process of like some of the tips and stuff that I've, how I've like amassed all these tips and where to like find the best deals of yarn. Because like I said, people have complimented my yarn wall and stuff, like it's some huge thing. Like this is very doable. I'm like a cheap person, and I barely spent full price for some of most of this yarn. Most of it's like discounts and coupons and vouchers and like all this. I'm doing a big video where I'm gonna be talking about like how like all the tips that I've amassed over the it feels like years at this point. To you find the best deals, like yarn deals or whatever, because I'm like a magnet. It's like radar where I can find deals. So, but anyway, let me get back to the yarn. So I was in there, and they had that book or whatever, and I was like comparing the dye lot numbers and stuff, and they were different, and so I thought these are going to be clearance. And so like as I was in there, luckily that woman, there was a woman that was in there that was like in the process of doing that, but she was like helping somebody, I guess. But she came over to the aisle as I was like picking up the skein that was on top of her book, and I thought, okay, she sort of caught me, and so I thought, okay, I wasn't looking at the book, I was like trying to find the dye lot numbers, because I knew that the skeins were still on the shelf. And so I was like looking, and I said, oh, I'm sorry, am I in your way? And she said, oh no, you're fine. And I said, oh, I'm just like looking at the new yarn and see if there's any new yarn. And it was a total lie. I was not looking at the new, looking for the new yarn. I was looking for the old yarn that they're going to be clearancing. And so, but she came over, and she said, and then I had to like act like, oh, I'm looking at all this other yarn and to see if it's new. Like, and so I was like looking at the yarn. I was just like trying to act like I was looking at the yarn, but I wasn't. I was looking at that yarn in that cart that is going to be marked down. And so she came through. And she said, well, I think they're we're going to get the new yarn in like Thursday or something. I haven't noticed, because honestly, I've been in there since, but they could have new yarn on the shelves, but I have no idea, because I'm not really looking for it. I'm looking for the clearance skeins. That's all I've been focused on. And so I kind of like, took a couple seconds to like look at other skeins that I wasn't interested in, just to look like I was looking at new yarn. And then I like, moved on. But I knew that she was going through the yarn and like organizing it, and she's going to be putting out new yarn. But anyway, and so then the next time I went in there, that cart, all the I guess she was done putting the glass plates up on the shelf or whatever, and so those two carts were gone, and there was one cart now that was closer to the fabric section, where they have the big table where they cut the fabric and stuff, and then closer to the remnants too, but it still didn't have any stickers on it. But that cart now, all of a sudden, it was more than the 18 skeins. It was a lot bigger, and so it was like almost full, like to the top of like just random skeins. And I thought, like, I want that damn cart full of yarn. And so I kept going back or whatever. And then there was one time when I went into Hobby Lobby. I know that you're just like waiting for the yarn, but anyway, this is how I talk. If you are used to my videos, I'm just like I talk. You could skip through if you want, just whatever. But anyway. I'm a storyteller. I'm a writer, so of course I start my my hauls or whatever with this big long-winded story. But anyway, so I went in there, and there was one time when I went into Hobby Lobby, and my mom was with me, because sometimes she doesn't go in with me, because like I go in when I like pop in or whatever for a couple minutes just to look to see if there's any skeins. She doesn't have to like walk through there or whatever, so she just like stays in the car, and I'll walk in there. And so there was one time when she walked in there with me, and she. It just felt like, oh, she came in with me the perfect time, because we found like all these skeins of yarn, and I think it was one of my first dye lot skein videos or whatever, like one of the big hauls. It was when she was with me, and so I sort of jokingly said that, oh, maybe you should come in with me this time, because there's this cart that I've been looking at, and maybe if you come in with me, you're gonna be my little luck, good luck charm or whatever, and they're gonna have discount. Yeah, that makes sense. They're gonna have discounted the yarn or whatever, and then I'll be able to get it. And then, but when she came in with me that day, it was I think it was July 4th, because they were closing early. It was like I think they were going to be closing at 5:30 or something. So I went in. It was like around 4:30 or something, and so I knew that they weren't going to be doing a whole lot more in the rest of the day. But so like we went in there, and my mom got to see that cart, and she realized like why I kept going in there and stuff, because she was like, she said, we have got to get you that card of yarn, because it was such nice yarn. It was like, you know, fully yarn, and I knew that it was going to be clearance, and she said, you got to get that yarn. And I said, I know, like, but you know, it's not discounted or whatever. And so then the next day, which was yesterday, I got up early, and I went in there, and my mom came with me, and what the first thing was, when we went in there, it was busy. I mean, like, I guess because it was a weekend, the parking lot was just full of cars, and so I thought, oh God, you know, I know at least one of these people is going to be a crocheter or a knitter or something, and so I went into the fabric section, and there were like these people walking through, and I was thinking, I hope that they aren't walking towards the remnants, but they were like walking towards the sewing stuff, and so I was like, you know, walking through there, and then my mom told me later that when she walked through the fabric, she looked where the cart was. It was like where the bolts of fabric are, whatever, and on those big rolls. And she said, when I saw that the cart was gone, I was thinking, oh God, the yarn's gone. But I told her that, like, what I thought, like, I looked out of my peripheral vision because I was like walking so fast, and I saw that the cart was gone. I got excited because I thought, oh, they finally discounted it. I just want to make sure that they still have some over there in the remnant section, and they did. It was like all in there, and so she was like walking, she said she was walking through the fabric, and then those people were walking in front of her, and she said, instead of waiting for them to move, she just, like, you know, went around him and like towards me. And then she said she got really excited because she noticed that I had like 3 or 4 skeins in my hand, and so I was like, you know, getting all the yarn or whatever, and I know I look like a prick or whatever buying all this yarn, but like, it's discounted yarn, and like, I hate to be like greedy about it or come off as really greedy or like even bragging, like, look at all this yarn that I bought, but this is cheap as cheap as hell. I mean, it really is. Like, all this yarn, it was 58 skeins of yarn. 58. No, that's how much it was. No, it was 38 skeins of yarn, and they were it was like $60, but my mom got some they had some gum at the register or whatever, and so she got a couple packs of gum, so it was like, you know, $57 and something for the, and I thought like 57, you know, the EG thing, and it was like $57, and my mom was really excited about it too, because she was so excited when she saw that cart full of yarn, that she said, well, I want to make sure that if you're going to be getting that yarn, you have enough money. I had the money already, but like, so I didn't really have to dip into this, but she said, I want to give you your birthday present early, because I'm going to be turning 40 in a couple weeks, as I'm filming this. By the time this comes out, I'm already, you know, an old 40-year-old, but so she said, I want to give you your birthday present early, just to make sure that you have the enough money, or I had enough money, but but she gave me my $100 for my birthday, and but I had the money anyway, but so then it kind of felt like, you know, she can give that cart of yarn to me as my birthday present, but, you know, she didn't have to give me my birthday present early, but so now I have $100 to get yarn or whatever, or something else, probably yarn. No, I'm assuming at this point they're not going to have any more, but I have no idea, but I'm not going to go in every single day, but, you know, because I got all this, but so that they discounted the yarn and whatever, and I got it, and thankfully my mom was with me. She just had a good time watching me, you know, buy all this yarn, and then and go through it when I got home and stuff, and so it's just like this whole fun experience. So anyway, let me get to the yarn. It's like 15 minutes already. God, sorry, but that's just how I am. So it's this bag right here, like this little bag, and then I noticed that when they were bagging the yarn, they have like this hook thing or something that's sitting there that you can put the bag on, and in my head I was thinking, I haven't noticed that before. Did they install that after I went through there with that giant cart full of all the discount yarn, because they didn't want to have to like call somebody else over? Did they put a hook in for me? No, it was probably always there, but they had the like bag, the girl that was checking me out had the bag on this hook or whatever, and like putting the yarn in a bag. There was like 3 bags. It's like a little bag, and then there's this big bag right here, and then this one right here, another big bag, because there's a lot of skeins of this kind of squishy yarn for my niece. I'm gonna have to take some of it, because I don't think she's going to use all of this, and so I may have to take some of it for myself and figure out what to do with it, or I could just save it, and like, you know, when she's you know, like using her yarn, I could just like, you know, fill it with extra skeins of whatever I got her. But I mean, I'll go through these first, and sorry the long-winded intro, but God. Anyway, they did have some. I love this yarn. Calm down. Skeins, like the medium 4 acrylics, and this one's called Limelight. I feel like I've gotten this before, and so it must have been the same dial-out Skeins or whatever. So I got one of these. It's like this lime green color, and then they had another. I love this yarn, and this one is called Blue Spruce. Or no, I think I might have this too. It's kind of like a bluish, almost like has a greenish tint, but it's really like a grayish blue with like maybe a hint of a green in it, and so just a regular acrylic. And then these are those skeins that I was talking about. The Crafter's Secret Big Idea, and the colorway is dark ivory, and like these huge skeins. Okay, no, wait a minute. These were $1.24, like usual. And then so like the regular price of these is $11.99. These are huge skeins. I don't even know how much this is. I mean how long it is. 810 yards, 16, like it's a pound. So a regular price $11.99, and like I said, it's like sort of worth it. Although I would never pay that. I would pay the 30% off price, but it's it's really nice yarn. And but this was discounted to $2.99, $3, like cheaper than the regular skeins like this on the 30% off week. See, that's how I think of it. Like this would, if this was regular price, and it was a 30% off week, this would be like $3.50. So this is like $3 less than that. I mean, $3. So comma, take a breath, comma, less. So it was less than that. So it would be less than the discount price of regular skein. So like, and look how much yarn you get. And it's a really nice sort of ivory color. It's kind of like a light tan more than ivory. Dark ivory. So it's kind of like a light tan color. And so this one, and the other one is exactly the same colorway. And this one feels like slightly softer than this one, but they're still like, it's really soft yarn and really not. $6 for 2 pounds of yarn, like even the ones at Dollar Tree that people have shown on camera, where it's like a pound of I think it's like a pound of yarn. It's like $5, and so this is 2 pounds for $6. I don't even think you can get meat for that in the store. So I don't know, but so I got those two, and then this one is 18 minutes already. Oh my God, I'm such a long-winded person. Anyway, I got another Yarn Bee Soft Secret. This one's called Mist, and I feel like I already have this colorway. I might have. Well, there is a gray over there. I'm not going to get up and see, but I think it is the Mist or whatever. And so there's another silver skein of this, at $1.24 for that. Just a regular kind of shiny silver Soft Secret. And then this Yarn ID, I've gotten one of these before. When I looked at these, I didn't realize that Yarn ID was the like brand name of it. It's Yarn Bee, but like I didn't realize that was the line name, Yarn ID. To me, it just kind of looked like a label that was a temporary thing, or like because it's just like a basic brown color and stuff. It just looks like they hadn't finished the label, but I guess Yarn ID is like an actual line of Yarn Bee yarn, and so because I noticed that before, and when I was looking in the aisles one day, and so this is the Yarn Bee Yarn ID, and this is the color Fawn. It's like a really light tan color, not so much an ivory-ish tan. See how the difference is? This is more like a traditional kind of tan color. And so that one, and then another Yarn ID. This is $1.49. I guess because these are regular price $5.99. I don't know why these are more expensive, but regular price, but these are $1.49. And then this one's called Soft Shell, and it's sort of like a light peachy orange. A light peachy pink. And like a really light. These were they're the perfect kind of colors that sort of match each other. So another one, $1.49, and so that's that bag. Like all the medium 4 acrylics. There may be some more in these other bags, but I tried to separate it out. But anyway, I need to take the time to put it in the bag, because otherwise they're gonna be rolling all over the damn place when I open up these other bags. So sorry about that. I could just edit it out, but I probably won't. I don't have time to do that crap. And so then this bag has a lot of these Yarn Bee Cozy Occasion. I've gotten my niece some of these already. And they had like a bunch of the dark gray. I feel bad that like there are some of these where there's like 3 or maybe even 4 of the same color, and usually when they have something like that, I only take like half. But I was so excited or whatever, I just kind of like grabbed them all, and I thought I'll assess later, because like when I looked at them in the cart, they just looked like a big hodgepodge of skeins. They were just all they weren't like the same skeins. They were maybe looked like there was a pink one in there. I knew that there was probably 2 of those and all that, but I just kind of grabbed them all, and then, you know, I thought I'll look at them later, and I didn't realize that, you know, there are some of these that do have like 2, 3, 4 skeins of the same color. So I did kind of clear a shelf, so I feel like a prick, but whatever. Anyway, I feel like a prick anyway, just like showing this off. But whatever. And so Yarn B Cozy Occasion, this is dark gray, so it's the dark gray. So that kind of squishy yarn, kind of reminds you of Bernat blanket. And this would be like for my niece or whatever, unless I could figure out something to do with some of this, because there's a lot of it now. And you know, she doesn't. It's not like she lives here, so like, what am I gonna do with all this yarn? But she'll go through it or whatever. It'll be in her stash and stuff. And if I need to pull from it, I pulled from her stash when I don't know if I posted this video yet, because it's like a really short video, or it's like short for me. It's like 10 minutes long. I showed off this little that twisted pillow that I got that reminds me of like a ball of yarn. I made a little version of it with yarn, and I pulled from some of her yarn to make that. And I made a bigger one too, but that'll be in a future video. But whatever. And so like I could pull from her yarn if I need some of it. You know, she's not gonna mind or whatever. But anyway, so there's these 2, those are dark gray, and then a third dark gray. And these were $1.24, like $1.24 for these. Like, who could pass this up? Anyway, so the 3 of those. Yeah, so there was 3 of those that color. And then there's another one, the same thing, Yarn B Cozy Occasion. This was called Mustard. I just got one of those. And then there's one in here that kind of matches it perfectly. The Cozy Occasion Martella Mix. I don't know what that means. Martella, M-A-R-T-E-L-L-A, Martella Mix, and it has so this is like a mustard yellow, and that same mustard yellow is in this with like some a burgundy color and like a blue, and little speckles of green in there too. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but like it feels like these 2 match each other, so I don't know. This would make something. I'm wondering, like, I know that I'm not crazy about the look of a blanket made in this like Bernat blanket looking yarn, but like I wonder how a hat or like a scarf or something like a wearable would look with all this yarn. I don't know if that would be good or not, but I don't know. But I have a lot of this yarn now. Most of it's going to go to my niece, but you know what I'm saying. And so I have those 2, and then 2 of this color, the Cozy Occasion Rain Wheel, whatever. It has white and a tan color, and then sort of a darker tan, and like almost a dark gray. But these 2 colors, so those match. And regular $4.99, $1.24. All these were $1.24. These kind of skeins. And then 2 of these, the Cozy Occasion Bayou Summer. All right, there's like a peach in there, and there's like a teal, almost like a greenish teal color, and then a dark blue. And so there's 2 of those, and those are really nice. And then I think that's all the Cozy Occasion, I think. So there's like a bunch of those. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of those. And then they had 2 more of these Baby Bee Cuddly one. This one's called Fast Asleep, because it has like, for pastels, this is a really pretty colorway. I mean, I guess I like pastels when they're like really, really light like this, because this is actually really pretty. Really light green, light blue, light purple, a light, I guess that would be like a light gray or something, but just like these really, really light pastel colors. This is really pretty, really soft, and regular price for this was $7.99. I got it for $1.99. So, and this is the same kind of yarn I used for that little ball of that little ornament thing I made. So the cuddly one, that one, and then this one. This is my favorite. Like when I was looking in that cart, I thought that this is the one I'm most looking forward to getting. I feel like I hate to like feel this way, but I want to keep this one to make stuff with it. But I'll put it on my niece's wall, and she can use some of it if she wants to. But like I'm sort of excited to get this. This is gorgeous. The Baby Bee Cuddly one, and the colorway is fruit flavored. Like all these like primary colors and stuff, like, you know, blue, green, yellow, red, see any orange. Yeah, there's some orange in it. It's basically like all the primary colors, and you know, purple, and I don't know if how the color is, like if it's, you know, in order or whatever. But this is like gorgeous. I mean, just beautiful, like every color you can think of, and it's really squishy and just, you know, really nice. $1.99 for this skein, and so those are the two like cuddly ones that they had. So, you know, I know it's a lot of yarn, but and like I really now at this point I really don't know where I'm going to put on my niece's yarn wall tower thing or whatever. I've already started to think like of solutions or whatever. Like I have those big plastic boxes that used to be on top of this shelf that I had those Red Heart the favorite stripe and the polo stripe in. I have those things. I could kind of like push her yarn tower just over slightly and put, you know, stack those there like I was going to do here before I put the yarn skeins there. If you watch that video where I reorganized my yarn wall, I have those. I could put some of these in, but you know, still these are like big and bulky. I don't even know if they're going to fit in those things. So I have no idea. But and I do have these little stackable things that I know I say little too much. It's irritating. I have these stackable things that I found out I'd gotten them at Goodwill. They were all shrink wrapped together, or like, you know, wrapped up in plastic. And I got them for a couple of dollars. I found out they're $1.25 at my Dollar Tree. So they're a good thing, but they're just not big enough to put these, you know, big bulky skeins in. They're like these little stackable things. So I'm like assessing like how to reorganize her yarn wall. I have to do that. But anyway, and so this is a bag of like smaller ones, and like I'm trying not to say it again, but it's just it's ridiculous how much this room smells like cinnamon. I know I complain about it a lot, but it's too noticeable not to comment on it. I mean, like the second, you don't even have to walk into the store. The doors can be closed and you can still smell the cinnamon outside the store. It's that strong, and like it smells nice. I like the smell of cinnamon, but it's ridiculous how strong that potpourri is. And I don't know what it is. I don't know like the name of it or whatever. I don't even want to go near it. But it smells like that pumpkin spice, you know, and because they have like all the fall stuff out and they're starting to get the Christmas stuff out already, and it's July as I'm filming this. But it's so strong that it like gets all the way over to the other side of the store where the yarn is, and you can just, it smells like it's crazy. I don't know. It's ridiculous. I know I keep complaining about it, but it's just, you know, it's too noticeable here to not comment on it, because I open up a bag and it's like, oh, did they, you know, throw an extra pack of that in my bag? No, it's the yarn that's like, you know, emitting a smell, a pleasant smell, but you know what I'm saying. It's just irritating. It goes away, but you know what I'm saying. But and so I got some. I love this cotton. There were 3 skeins of that. These were 99 cents a piece, so the regular price was $3.99 for these. Just like these regular skeins like this, and the colorway of this one is called Pewter. It's like a dark gray color. So there's that one, and then this one is called Rosy. It's like a rosy pink. I mean, that's the perfect name for that. And so the 99 cents for that. And then this one's really cool. This one's called Spunky. And it's like a tan or sort of a light peach, and it has all these like little specks of color in it, or flecks of color, like orange and brown, and there's like some blue in there maybe. Just all these little flecks of color. It's a really cool looking skein of yarn. I'm starting to get a lot of cotton, which is weird. So I'm gonna have to start working through my aversion to cotton yarn, and pick it up again and start using it, because I have a lot of it now. And then they had 2 skeins of Baby Bee Sweet Delight prints, and this one's called Paper Mache. These were regular price $5.99. Got it for $1.49 a piece. And the colorway is called Paper Mache, and it has like a light tan color, and then it has some pink and tan, and it's kind of like, you know, pinks and tans and stuff. But they're sort of a lighter color, like a neutral kind of shade of those, all mixed together. And then this one, the Sweet Delight prints, this one's called Puppy Kisses. It's too bad that this is like a thin yarn, because my niece would love to feel like she's, you know, using a yarn that's called Puppy Kisses. I don't know if she would like to work with thin yarn or not. Oh, is this really thin yarn? This is a light 3, yeah. So I don't know if she's gonna like using that or not. If I can't figure out what to do with this thin yarn, I could give this to her. She'd probably love to know that she has a yarn that's called Puppy Kisses. But it's like a white color, and it has like these little flecks in it. It's like a dark blue, and then like some little hints of like really subtle hints of like a tealish green in it, but a really neat color. And so got those. And then I think there's a Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek Low Pill Fiber. This is a regular price $4.99. I got it for $1.24. This one's called Blush, and it's kind of like a really light pink, like almost a tannish pink. It is really nice. It's a low pill fiber. You can tell it's just like a really squishy, nice yarn, and medium 4, I think. So who cares? Yeah, medium 4. And then the rest of this, I think, is the kind of squishy. No, there's another one. I keep forgetting. Soft and Sleek Baby Low Pill Fiber. And so I never really noticed they had like Soft and Sleek Baby Low Pill Fiber, but the regular price for this is $3.99. Got it for 99 cents. And so this one's called Sandcastle Sea Breeze. All right, whatever. And so white with some little flecks of dark blue, and then it kind of reminds you of like, it almost reminds you of the Puppy Kisses colorway, except that the teal's a little bit more pronounced in it. I mean, it's almost exactly the same, like the way that the color looks. Not like they did the same process to this, except that the yarn was different. I don't know. So it looks like that. But anyway, let me see. I think this is called Baby Bee Stork Struck, and I don't know what that is. Is it like baby yarn or something? Or it's called Baby Bee, so I guess. And it's called Angel, like the colorway. It's just like a white color. And so $4.99 regular price, $1.24. And so I like a white color of this. I've never looked at this before. So Baby Bee Stork Struck. Ridiculous name. And I think now all the rest of them are like these kind of squishy yarns. Yeah. Oh no, wait. Oh yeah, this one's like a really odd yarn. It's really heavy too. This is called Yarn Bee Breathe Deep Super. Breathe Deep. Don't breathe deep with this yarn. You'll probably choke with to death from the cinnamon smell. No, Breathe Deep Super Bulky. I don't know why it's Breathe Deep. But it's like it's a really odd yarn. I mean, it feels nice. It's just, I can't believe how heavy this is, because like compared to the other skeins that are this big, like. This one looks like way bigger than this, but this one is like probably twice the weight of it. So I don't know what the deal is with this yarn. It's 100% polyester. It feels like almost like cord or something. I mean, like soft. It's soft, but it feels like if you crochet with this, it would never split. It feels like it's that. Like almost like a material instead of a yarn. It's really cool. I'm not anxious to work it up or whatever, but it's just it feels it doesn't feel like yarn. It feels like it's so super bulky. I mean, it really is. As far as like the weight of it, because like it's probably a medium 4 or a 5, or no, a 6 super bulky. A 6? This is a 6? I don't think so. Unless they're going by the weight of it, there's no way this is a 6. This is I have medium 4 weight yarn that's the same thickness as that. So maybe they're going by like the weight of it because it's really heavy. And so it's 100% polyester. And they recommend a 9mm crochet hook. God, it just doesn't feel that thick to me. I don't know, but the colorway is Dove. It feels like it's just a dark gray. But anyway, Breathe Deep, just not in these bags because you'll choke. And so there's that one, and then the rest of these are the some of them are the Adorable, and some of them are a different one. So see, this is a Baby Bee Adorable. The color is green tambourine. Right, so it's like a kind of a light green, or like a tealish, almost a tealish green. And so like these, I feel like I can give these to my niece, and I can pull from them and make like some scrunchies or whatever if she doesn't use them. So like I have a use for these kind of skeins if I need them, and she doesn't use all of these, so I can do that. But anyway, so there's like it's the perfect kind of scrunchy yarn. So there's that one. That's like a regular Adorable, and I say that because there's some Adorable bulky in here. And this is Adorable Poolside Vibes, and so this is like an even lighter, like almost like a blue. This is sort of like a greenish color. So this is like a sort of a bluish color. Poolside Vibes. These were $1.24 a skein, all these. And then they had, and this was, this isn't that, but Yarn Bee Velvety Smooth Aran. And I've heard that word, but I can't remember what it means. It's like, isn't it the weight of it? I don't know, but this one's called Spa, like the colorway. It's like a grayish blue color, almost, or no, I guess it's kind of like a green. I don't know. It's kind of like a grayish, greenish, almost blue color. It's like a really sort of reminds you of like a neutral color, but it's like a thinner yarn than this this other. So this is a medium 4. So like it's sort of like this kind of yarn, except it's like really thin, like our medium 4 weight. And so maybe that's what that Aran, I think that might be what that is, like the Aran weight. I've heard in things. So I guess it's like the kind of squishy yarn, except it's thin. And then see, Baby Bee Adorable. This one's called Viva Violeta, and it's kind of like a pinkish purple color. So that's really pretty. And then see, Baby Bee Adorable. This one's called Shell Pink. This one's more like a peachy pink than the regular pink. So, but it's called Shell Pink, and so $1.24 for that. 19 minutes. And then a Baby Bee Adorable. This one's called Sandstone. It's like a tan color. So there's that one. $1.24 for that. Like all these were $1.24. And then I think the rest, they're the Baby Bee Adorable, except these are super bulky, and so they're probably a 6. Yeah, 6 super bulky. And this is the Adorable Pinkaboo, and I feel like I've gotten some Pinkaboo, but I don't know if it's like this kind or if they have that as another colorway. I have no idea. At this point, I don't remember. But I've gotten some that's called Pinkaboo. I don't know if it was this kind of yarn or not. And so $4.99 regular price, or $1.24 is the discount price. And they did have 3 of these. So I kind of feel bad that I took all 3 of these. But you know, when they're all like mixed all together or whatever, you don't realize that there's 3 of the same colorway in there. So I feel bad that I cleared off the shelf. But really, I only cleared it of like 1 extra skein, because if I had seen these, like if these were in the regular clearance, like the markdown, and I saw these on the shelf, I would have taken 2. You know, and like left 1, because like I wouldn't have like cleared off the shelf, and I want to take half, but I wouldn't just take 1, I would take 2. So really, I just like clear the shelf of like 1. You know, so I shouldn't feel that bad about it. But whatever. And then on the last 2, I guess I would have left 1 of these too, but not really, because these are gorgeous. These are like the what is it? The chromatic spectrum of this haul. Like, you know, I would have cleared these off the shelf anyway. The Baby Bee Adorable Super Bulky, and this the color is called Maiden Fair, M-A-I-D-E-N. So Maiden Fair. These are gorgeous. Like, I want to keep these and make scrunchies out of them, but you know, at the same time, I just feel like I don't want to be greedy or whatever, and my niece would love this too, and so I feel like I could give her 1 and keep 1 for myself. But it has like greens and yellows and blues and purples and some white, and just like a really gorgeous mix of colors. I love these. This was my favorite one too, other than that big, you know, rainbow one that I had gotten, wherever it is in that, or it's in that bag. So anyway, that's the haul. I mean, it's utterly ridiculous that I got all this yarn, but like I didn't expect to get all this yarn. I really thought, like, okay, I've been having a lot of yarn hauls lately or whatever, and a lot of them are Hobby Lobby and the dialogue clearance and the regular clearance and stuff. I really didn't expect to find a whole lot of yarn, and then I go in there and there's 15 more, and this time, and now there's like a cart, and then it keeps getting fuller and fuller, and then now it's like, you know, 38 skeins. Part of me was hoping that like when I got home, I was hoping that it was going to be like 40, because I was turning 40. I thought that would have been like the perfect thing for me to count them, and then it ended up being 40, you know, because of my 40th birthday. Because it feels like I got a big birthday present. And but anyway, it's utterly ridiculous, I know. But I feel like I say this, but then I feel like I probably won't be. That this may be like the last big haul from Hobby Lobby for a while, but you know, I never know. I thought that was I thought the big markdown was a big haul, and then there was even more, and then now even more. So I have no idea. But at this point, I just feel like I'm probably not going to have like a whole bunch of big yarn hauls from this point on, for at least for a while. But you know, I have no idea. I probably could. And I forget who it was. I need to like give shout outs to these people. But there was somebody in my comments a few weeks ago, and she was like giving me advice on my channel as it was starting to you know, grow or whatever. And she said, and remember, you don't all your videos don't have to be yarn hauls and stuff. And like I love the innocence of that she thought that like I might be doing all these yarn hauls to like, you know, get views and subscribers and stuff, and you know, I feel like this pressure from, you know, the people that are watching my videos to do yarn hauls and having to buy yarn that I don't really want. No, I would, if I wasn't on YouTube and I wasn't making these videos, I would still be buying all of this yarn, except I wouldn't be talking about it on camera. That's the only difference. Like, if I didn't have a YouTube channel, I would still do this. So, I don't feel any pressure from, like, any viewers or whatever to, like, make yarn hauls. I'm making yarn hauls because I have all this yarn, and I thought, oh, I might as well make a video out of it, because, you know, I would have bought this yarn anyway. So, it was really sweet that she thought that. Or, like, giving me advice to, like, you know, because I know it would be unsustainable to like feel this pressure to like make yarn hauls all the time, because otherwise I wouldn't get viewers or stuff or whatever. But that's just, I would still be buying this yarn. So there's going to be yarn hauls and stuff, but it's not, just know that if I do another yarn haul and I buy a bunch of yarn, it's not because, oh, I want to have like this really cool thumbnail and like I'm trying to like attract viewers and clicks and like I don't care about all that. If I saw all this yarn, if like I shut down my YouTube, or if I never did a YouTube or whatever, and I found all this yarn, I would still buy it. So it has nothing to do with views or clicks and all that stuff, because it's not like I'm gonna, you know, I'm doing something to go viral, or I'm trying to like make my I have like this huge, really successful, you know, thousands and thousands of subscribers and millions of views. That's never going to be my channel. It's never going to be I'm never going to be to that level. So like I would never even think, just know that if I buy all this yarn, it's not because, you know, I mean, I hate to say that, like, I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for me. But it's true. Like, I'm doing it for myself. And I just happen to get a really cool video out of it, and some, you know, some really cool thumbnails and stuff. But, like, I would be buying this anyway. So, anyway. So that's all for this haul, because I showed it all off, and God knows how long this video is, but whatever. Sorry about the long intro, but I'm not really sorry, because that's just how I am. And at this point, you probably know that already, so I don't even need to say that. But if you're like a first-time clicker and you're thinking like, oh my God, like shut up, just get to the yarn, you'll get used to it. Yeah, anyway, so thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what you think of this yarn. Give me some ideas to use for some of this yarn, especially like this kind of squishy yarn. Like I've said in my videos, I'm not really crazy about the Bernat blanket kind of yarn, but I will feel like I feel like I need to use some of this stuff. And like I've said, I'm not really crazy about amigurumi either. I mean, I love them. They're adorable. I mean, I'm not crazy about the whole process, or like the thinking of like making an amigurumi and having to like follow a detailed pattern and create like, you know, 8 little pieces and having to sew them together and, you know, buy safety eyes and like that's just not really appealing to me. I'm more of like a crocheter that just likes to, you know, crochet mindlessly or whatever, not have to think about things and have to stop. Okay, I'm at the end of row 29, so I need to check. Okay, now on row 30 I do this, and then I do that, and then row 31. Like I don't want to keep stopping and having to stop. So like I'm just not like an amigurumi kind of person. I just want to like crochet and sort of relax and not have to think, because like that's all that's all I freaking do all day. It's just like thinking. My mind is just like constantly racing, just thinking. It's why I can barely sleep or whatever. I just, my mind, I just can't turn it off. And so like when I'm crocheting, I don't want to have another reason to have to think even more than I already do. It's just, it's so just like chaotic in here, just a constant thinking, and to the point where like I think so much that I can't even think of like one thing at once. I think of 2 things at once, and then that, you know, makes me forget what I was saying in the first time, or like, you know what I'm saying. That's why I go off on all these tangents and stuff. So like, give me some ideas to use for that. Does it work? Does it work up nice hats or scarves or that kind of stuff, or like what can I use for this that's not amigurumi? My niece can probably use it for amigurumi if she wants to get into that, but whatever. Anyway, so tell me what you think of all this stuff, and tell me how ridiculous I am. I know. Anyway, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, comment down below, all that stuff, and I'll see you in the next one.